Hello everyone, how are you doing? We're out here in the garden today, and I'm going to do what you call weather preparedness with my garden, because as you know, we do have those tropical systems, possible hurricanes that's hitting the Gulf. And you may be thinking, well, you way away from the Gulf. Here's the thing, as everything gets started, you have that X, that overlapping. And with that overlapping, um, I'm sure we're going to get some kind of rain, whether it's a lot, whether it's not, whether we get none. The thing of it is, I come from Houston, so I'm used to hurricanes. I don't like hurricanes, but I'm one of those ones that I know is going to be a possibility of bad weather. Therefore, up here in Waco, we get a lot of high wind compared to Houston. And I don't want to be caught not preparing myself for my garden for what's the possibility of high winds. So what I'm going to do today is that I'm going to go ahead and secure the plants that I need securing, which will be like my corn, my zucchini. It'll be two for sure beds that I'm going to net up to make sure the wind don't blow them away or crook them. And it's something that you learn by watching others in their trials or errors. Therefore, why would I sit here and not prepare myself? So, to try to make this here a video as short as possible, what I did was I did bring out everything that I was going to need to work with, which is going to be my water, because I need to water things, and also my knitting. As you can see in the camera, I have my knitting, and I'm going to do my corn. And I'm going to do this bed right here. Those are the two beds that I'm more worried about than anything. So I'm going to go ahead and get to doing that. And I hope you can see as I go. I won't probably be doing a lot of talking to you, but maybe you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see with my laptop, but I do have another source of camera available. So I'm going to sit this down and I'm going to go ahead and start working. Right now, it looks like it's in the sky. Guys, I don't know if it's going to show you anything, but we'll see. I'm not liking the way it's looking though. So let me fumble with it, and I apologize in advance. I'm going to try to get it to where you can see as much as possible. And it's not easy because it's tilted. If I do it that way, you can kind of see pretty much the whole area that I'm going to be working with, but it's keeping it that way is the problem. So let's see what I can do. If I can prop something up. Uh-oh. And then the glare on my laptop, I can't see nothing. So again, I'm trying to prop it up. Okay, long as it don't fall, you guys can still see me this way. And you might see my other camera in the way. So I'm going to check that real quick. And yes. So, once again, I'm going to set up. I have all my tools out here. So the first bed I'm going to work with will be this one right here. I've already cut it, but just in case I need to cut it again, I brought some scissors and my staple gun. So what you see me doing is I'm putting my knitting, my black knitting, around my plants that I think that if we do get bad weather, forest wind, if it can protect my plants from falling or tilting over, because it can get high up here. So that's what you see me doing. Okay, be back. So now I got my knitting, I got it halfway up. I'm trying to decide if I want to do this particular pepper over here. And what I would do is I would wait on maybe Monday. I'll keep watching the forecast to see kind of where we at on our rain chances. If it look like that you're definitely going to get some good rain, I will come out after work and just go ahead and cover this one up. But I got this one covered up, and like I said, it's more for the wind, guys, than anything. So that's all I had to do as far as that. So now I'm going to go ahead on and water since I'm out here, and I already strategically put my water cans where everything needs to be watered. So I'm going to go ahead and get on to that. My first thing, I'm going to back you up, and I'm sorry if I'm big facing you. And what I'm seeing as I'm watering, and believe it or not, it is a beautiful sight for me to see. I actually have, on some corns, I actually have 2 ears growing. And that is a good thing. I'm proud to see that. And yeah, over here, I will give you an up close and personal view of the seedlings that I've already planted on how they're doing. But first we're going to get to this watering thing. I have about 8, 2, 4, I have 7 containers of water. And out of the 7, 2 of them are 2-gallon, 3-gallon water cans, 2-gallon water cans. So that's what I'm doing. And some of you, as you're watching this is my watering process, guys. It's not easy. I don't have a water hose hookup that's equipped for what I need right now, because as you know, I'm collecting rainwater, trying to, and with us not getting a lot of rain, I have to hand water, and I have to hand water outside. So I brought everything out, and now that's what I'm doing, is going through the process of watering. Okay guys, so I did the watering, and I still have to do my herb bed and go back over this one and this one. So I'm gonna get 2 more of my water cans. I'm gonna take the 2 blue ones, and that's what I'm gonna refill. If you notice, if you was able to see, I did not have to water the blue buckets or the yellow buckets, because I no longer have anything in them except from that one tomato plant that's coming out probably by tomorrow. And this one, if you can see, in that bed, it's about to come out. It's no longer producing. It hasn't produced it in a couple of weeks, so it's done. So I'm going to show you how to do that. If it's not growing, you don't need it. So, yeah. So I secured, hopefully I secured my plants, okay, with the knitting. And again, like I said, that knitting I had for over a year. and it's this one here. I think it's like deer knitting. So this I've been having for a long time. Really, I started May 2018. So I keep saying a year, but it's been 2 years. I'm working into my 3rd year. Yeah. Now, again, for some of you guys that's visiting or made it this far in the video, you may be wondering again, hey, why are you securing your stuff? And the thing of it is, again, up here we get high wind. So we don't know how, I don't know how the wind factor is going to play or not. It may do something, it may not do anything. But I don't want to wait until Monday night or Monday when I get off work and say, oh, I got to go secure everything. Therefore, I'm always prepared. I try to be always prepared for stuff like this. If nothing goes with it, what I covered it with is fine just as is. I don't have to take it off or anything because it's knitting. You can water straight through it. It can still get sun. You name it, it can still get pollinated. So I just don't want my corn. That's really the most important thing right now, because this is my 2nd round. I don't want my corn to be swayed too far. You know, I might end up going through there and doing something else to say, hey, let me make sure if it looks like we're going to get that weather. If not, then hey, we good. So again, thank you guys for watching. I'm looking around because that cat is over there fumbling with something. But thank you again for watching, and I'll be back to show you, give you a garden update on the seedlings. Thank you again. So I have right here is some spinach, and it's going to be a spinach mix because I actually accidentally allowed them to spill in the container that it was in. So I'm going to put these in the spot where that tomato was, and let's see what happens. So this is the spot the tomato was in. I'm just going to ruffle it up a little bit, and I'm just going to spread them out. If they grow, they grow. If they don't, I have more. So I barely covered them up, and this is a spot that I needed to add some more water to anyway, so it'll be okay. And since I'm over here, I'm going to give you an update. Let me sit this down. I'm going to give you an update on these seedlings here. As you can see, that is the turnip green. It is exploding. It is doing very well. I think I got mustard greens next to it. The turnip green is taking off better than the mustard green. The collard green is doing pretty good. This is the mix, remember? And they're bouncing back. They're looking good, like they're starting to acclimate to whatever's going on as far as the weather. Hopefully it continues to do that. So since this is a bed, I wanted to add a little bit more water. As you can see, some of the dry spots. I'm going to add some water. Not much, because I actually need this for my herb bed. I want to make sure, and this is my one of the last. Yes, I'm pouring it on top, guys. It's outside. If it rains, it's going to get the on top water anyway. So I want to make sure I soak these spinach seeds down. Make sure they got their, I don't want to say the word soak is probably not the good way to say it, but I want to make sure they have a good amount of water. Give them a chance. Spinach do take sometime a little while to germinate. So and that was even in the house, so I'm okay. I expect that. But everything else, like I said, is looking pretty good. I'm happy to see that. I'm gonna go over here to my herb garden. I say garden, but bed. And I took some soil out of here because I sent some plants home with my stepdaughter, and she was really wanting to grow something, and she feel bad because she said that that Malia knows more than her, and she do understand why that is. So She's not like, of course, jealous. She just know that she hasn't been here every day or on a regular basis like my Chickalele. So with the rest of the water, I have one more container. I'm gonna hit my other bed over here. And it's because I wanted to make sure I actually had water in spots that, you know, when you walk away, you start seeing, oh, I missed a spot. Even though it's really not like vegetation, I don't want my soil to be just bone dry, you know. Yeah, I had one more watermelon that I had to hit, and that's the one back here. Which, look at this one. It's really not doing too well, but I'm gonna give it a little water anyway. The crimson or the Charleston, whichever one this is, I can't remember. It is at least getting foliage. I haven't seen a bud yet. That could be some things I'm seeing right there, guys, but I don't know. And I want to make sure, like I said, I got what I know is growing. And no, I'm not like soaking my whole bed, because I know where I do have plants at and I know where I don't have plants at. So it's no need for me to do that right now with the setup I have. So these are the seedlings over here. These are my mustard greens over here. They may not be exploding, but that could be their growth rate, which is good. And I see several cucumbers that's starting to come on my cucumber plant, and I'm loving that it has found the trellis. So I'm not gonna secure that because I feel like, I mean, I might need to. If I have to, I'll do that by Monday. As well as the beans. In this plant, like I said, this planter, this trough, I did onions, 4 individual rows of onions, and I'm not expecting them either anytime soon. I will come out and harvest my banana peppers maybe tomorrow or Monday evening. They can stand a little longer. What I haven't seen yet, and maybe because I didn't look real good today, but I haven't seen a cucumber on my Sumter cucumber plant. It may be a little bud over there somewhere. I will have to look a little more. So again, those back there has nothing in it. That particular tomato plant is going to come out too. The target date for that one, I'm sorry if I'm swinging you around, is really like tomorrow, but I might go as far as Monday as well. I'm gonna come out and get that okra because I don't want it to get too big. But everything, like I said, guys, looks really, really good. So once again, these are my babies on the inside. My goal was to go ahead and put some of them outside, but I chose to wait to really see what that storm is going to do. They're not in a big rush. My salad in a bowl is just, I gotta bring it down. It is so big, and I'm going to be eating some of that again today. And my cilantro looks so good. I did cut the onions, and they're already resprouting again. I used them in a meal a couple of days ago, and the worst that can happen is I go ahead on and cut them up like little onions, but they're already resprouting. This is about I guess about 2 or 3 days worth, and the more you cut them, they'll start slowing down. Now this particular mustard tender, I've never had one for me growing on the inside took off as fast as it did. This one here is so edible right now, and that's a teaser to me just to have that one that big. They do grow faster. than like mustard greens. From my understanding, mustard tenders are like a in between from a mustard green and a spinach. So yeah, and they taste pretty good. And pretty much what I do with most of my greens is when I harvest them, I personally like to just make a trio. I actually just cook them all together. The mustard greens, the kale, the collards. I just blend them in. I harvest them and blend them. And again, hey, it works for me. So that's the update on these seedlings, and I'm going to show you how the comfrey. So guys, look at the comfrey. It is doing so good. I mean, it's been outside, it's been inside, and I chose to bring it inside for a little longer. It is recommended that you make sure you keep it kind of in a little shadier, non-blistering heat environment for a while. Yeah, so when I brought it back in, it started shooting up growth even more. So I'm liking that. And of course, I got me a new aloe vera. I mean, it's not brand new anymore. I've been having it for a month because I have to doctor up my other aloe vera that the twins broke me. I don't know what they did to it, but they killed it or something, dismantled it. But anyway, guys, yeah, so I hope you like this update, and I hope you like this vlog for today. So as you can see, I'm still glycerine because it's still humid a little bit. Even though the sun has went down, I didn't do anything in the dead of the heat. But yes, that is the update for the garden, the weather preparedness for me. And again, because I'm a native of Houston, dealing with a lot of the storms, as you know, most people that's in the Gulf or the East Coast, you have to prepare yourself for stuff like that. Especially, you know, now that I'm gardening, I want to make sure that my seedlings are going to be fine, or my plants are going to be fine because I put a lot of work in it. Now, if by chance they don't be fine, that's because that was in God's plan and that the weather was it was out of my control. But if I can try to prevent them from just being wiped out, then that's my goal. I will say that one plus I do have is that I have the elevated raised beds, and the I've never been in this area where it actually flooded, so I don't know if that's a possibility if we get like a lot of rain. I know I've been here long enough to have a week's worth of rain and it didn't flood, but I've never been here where you got two systems that's a possibility of intersecting like this. And it's like where that X at, we're kind of like in that cone of that X from both systems. So you got, even though you have one probably going this way and that other one going this way, we're right there where my wrist at. So it's a possibility that we can get some of that rain or a lot of that rain over a 4 or 5 day period from both of those storms. And the last update I heard that Marco, which right now is a tropical storm, it's a possibility by the time it get closer to my area, it would be like a tropical storm or a tropical depression. But it's going to kind of sit a little bit, wait, like it's waiting on Laura, like he don't leave her alone. And I don't know how that works up here. So my goal was to protect what I can. And as far as the flooding, I hope that I'm going to say I don't think it would get that high to my elevated garden beds. I'm not going to rule it out because I know on the opposite end of my street, coming into my street, it does flood. So I don't know what that'll look like when you have 3 or 4 days worth of rain, and don't know if it's going to be constant rain. So me preparing, you know, is something that I've learned from being in Houston. and you just never know. You know, one forecaster say that you may not get any rain, or you may get less, a 2 or 10%, 20% chance of rain. But I've just learned to say, hey, follow your gut and do what you need to do. If you overprotect them, that's fine if nothing happens. But if you underprotect them and crap hit the fan, then that's your fault, because you should have thought better, you know, to try to secure them. Now, I've done all I can do. If anything happened again, like I said, it was in God's will. It was out of my control. But what I can control, I do try to control, and I hope you do the same. One thing about up here, I mean, it's like I've never seen it just constantly rain. Being from Houston, that's what you see. When they say it's going to rain, you're going to get some rain, and you're going to get some flood. And I may not have to deal with the hurricane impact of storms, but I still can get the rain and stuff from up here. You know what I mean? The rain from it up here. And my worst case scenario right now, and I pray it don't happen, because I haven't had the experience and I don't want to. It's a possible of them spinning tornadoes and stuff. And, you know, we've been blessed, from my understanding, this area has been blessed for a long time, you know, without having one. And I don't want to experience that. I don't care. I don't need to experience it. Everything you don't have to experience. And that's what I really don't want to, because those are like sudden. You don't really have a lot of preparation time, you know. But at least with a hurricane, majority of the time you have prep time. And I've learned that, you know, like I said, over the years of being in hurricanes. So I'm up here, and I don't want to get, you know, flooded out, and I don't want to get a tornado trying to be away from that coastline from all that rain and flooding. So if you're in my area, Central Texas, we love to have the rain. We don't want to have anything worse than just some good rain. I'm pretty sure you guys will agree with me on that. But stay safe. All those that's in the path of these storms, prepare. Don't take it lightly. Over prepare. And if you don't have to do anything, great. At least you was prepared. If you do have to do some things and you're not prepared, then, you know, that's a bad combination right now. So again, guys, you have a good day. If you like this content, you know, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share it, leave a comment. If you have any comments or questions about what you've seen today, I would love to see them. And hit the notification bell, so every time I do put up a video, you will be alerted that, hey, Love Lady's Garden put up a video. Have a great day, guys.